But a lot of the times, I'm sorry, but even the actresses don't want to do it. They don't want to be heroes. No.
What do you mean?
The first question they'll ask you is who's the guy in the film.
ആർട്ടിസ്റ്റുകൾ രണ്ട് മെയിൽ ആർട്ടിസ്റ്റുകൾ തന്നെ അവർക്ക് ക്യാരവാൻ ഉണ്ട്. എനിക്കൊരു റൂം തന്നു, ബാത്റൂം
എന്തുകൊണ്ട് അവര് താൻ മെയിൽ ആക്ടർ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആ വ്യക്തിയുടെ പേര് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് വരും. ആ വ്യക്തികളല്ലേ?
അപ്പൊ ബാക്കി ചെയ്യുന്ന ആളുകൾ ഞാൻ ഷൈൻ
అപ്പൊ ఆ వ్యక్తిകൾ వేరే వ్యక్తిകളുടെ పేరు പറ.
ప్రపంచ మా యూనిట్ లో అందరినీ అడ్డు చేస్తుంది కానీ నాకు ఇప్పటి వరకు కూడా అగ్గు ఇవ్వలే. నోరు వీడిసి అడుగుతున్నా సరే ఇవ్వలేదు. ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్స్ అడిగానయ్యా, ఒక్కసారి ఇవ్వమ్మా, నీ సొమ్మేం పోద్ది, అరిగిపోద్దా తరిగిపోద్దా అని. ఇవ్వట్లా, ఏందో అర్థం కాదు. మళ్ళీ పేమెంట్ కూడా మొత్తం క్లియర్ విత్ జిఎస్టీ.
Your fee is connected to your ability to fill the theatre.
If you are ever looking for a world made by men, of men, and for men, you don't have to look any further. Just go to the film industry in India.
And today, join us as we enter behind the scenes of this world. I'm Meera Mohan,
I'm Reshmi Mohan.
and we welcome you to the real impact. Love it, hate it, from east or west, but you can ignore it. The real impact, the real impact, the real impact. Let's look at those people behind the scenes who have done remarkable work and need to be celebrated. Do you want to go first? So it's very important to have females behind the camera to showcase the right portrayal of females in front of camera. And some of the people whose work I am impressed with is one, Revati, who was obviously an actor for several decades in the South, but she also turned an actress director, and she is a proponent of female representation, right? She had, for her directorial film, which I really liked, called Mitra, my friend, which was a movie released back in 2002. She had an all women crew. So from the film's direction to story to music to screenplay to editing to cinematography and costumes, everything was driven solely by women. It also bagged the Best English Film Award at the 49th National Awards, along with the Best Actress Award for Shobhana and the Best Editor Award for Beena Paul, right? So obviously these instances are unique and also rare, but the fact is that it was commercially successful, it was critically acclaimed, and it was driven all by women, right? And I think obviously there is a very nuanced portrayal of how Shobhana's character comes across on the screen, but also the fact that it's female directors who also build more opportunities for other females. The other one that I would want to highlight is the writer Juhi Chaturvedi. So she came from an advertising professional from Mumbai, but she is the brain behind popular movies like Vicky Donor, Piku, October, all of which have tremendous has incredible writing, right? And I don't think many of us know even her name, right? We talk about the actors, the directors, but we don't know that there is a female writer behind all of this. Apart from that, I think one other female that at least is acknowledged, known, is Shreya Ghoshal, and I really admire her. Obviously I am into learning music and everything, so I also connect with her a lot, but she's also had like a lot of awards and accolades over the years, including having like 5 National Film Awards to her name and also several Filmfare Awards. In fact, she also got the Padma Shri, which is one of India's highest civilian honors, and I think we need more such recognition so that females can uplift themselves and others around them. The other thing was like, if I ask you who was the costume designer for the movie of Mohabbatein, would you know that?
Manish Malhotra.
Yes, but if you talk about the same for Paru and Chandramukhi's character in Devdas, do you know that? No, right? Even though their costumes were also quite elaborate and very, very beautifully portrayed on screen. It's Neeta Lula, right? And the fact that we talk so much more about the successes of males versus a female also showcases that while there may be some representation, we also need to bring them forth with more appreciation. What about you?
I think
Juhi Chaturvedi was also on my list, but I would also like to point out female playback singers like Alka Yagnik, Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle, Sunidhi Chauhan, Shreya Ghoshal, all of these women, especially because whenever a new song is released, their portion is never highlighted. It's always the male vocals who are which are promoted. And like you said, we need to bring the talent also into the spotlight so that you understand how much they are giving to a film in terms of their song and their talent and stuff like that. The range that Sunidhi Chauhan has and the kind of oomph and style that she brings into every song, she's so underappreciated for it. So yeah, and also I would like to point out Sharmishta Roy, who is the production head and art director for almost all Dharma production movies and many of the Yash Raj movies, and all the opulence and the grandeur in Dharma productions is always credited to Karan Johar, but the art director who's behind it is a woman, Sharmishta Roy, who's never again celebrated. But then she won a national award for M.F. Hussein's Meenakshi, A Tale of Three Cities, which was starring Tabu. So yeah, and I also always look forward to work by Konkana Sen and Geetu Mohandas. They are amazing actors as well as producers and directors who actually bring out nuanced characters onto the screen. It may not even be about women, like in Geetu Mohandas Muton, it's about two men and their relationship, how they fall in love, and the society and all of that. The way she brings in the nuances of the dynamics between them and stuff like that feminine touch that you need to understand the depth of emotions. I think we're not saying that you need to have just women on the table. We need representation that's equal.
But why do we even need more women behind the scenes? Men today are progressive and know how to show women in a realistic manner, right?
Of course, men no longer view women as just sexual objects, so we can completely trust them to get the job done. But let's take a look at the introductory scenes of female characters who are both military spies. While we all know the importance of seductively eating a strawberry in the spy world, Meghna Gulzar made the rookie move of choosing to showcase Sehmat's character. Tamil film fans may remember the viral image during New Year last year of women taking over the billboards of Vetri Theatre in Chennai, with Nayanthara's Connect, Kovai Sarla's Sembi, Aishwarya Raje's Driver Jamuna, and Trisha's Rangi. But according to film critic Nivedita Jaikumar, only Connect was the film that was not steeped in male gaze, owing to the equal representation of women in the writer's room. In fact, M. Sarvanan's Rangi, starring Trisha, is a typical representation of what a man thinks empowerment is, which is a woman behaving like a man. Even in well meaning films like Kumbalangi Nights, where we have strong female characters, Didi Damodaran points out, quote, "It's a film about how disordered lives of four brothers are set straight by the arrival of three women in their home. It doesn't set women free of the domestic, rather, it reinforces that equation. Practical minded, independent women are turned into dependent wives." Unquote. And the problem lies in who's calling the shots behind the scenes. But some people have already solved this problem.
My sets are completely balanced.
Maybe Zoya Akhtar failed in maths during her school years because, according to IMDb for Gully Boy and even her recent release Archies, the cinematography and editing team were all men. There were only 4 women in a team of 26 for the sound department, 2 women in a team of 42 for camera and electrical, and 2 women in a team of 16 for VFX, which came down to 0 in Archies. But we can always take her word for it. But for the rest of the film industry, according to a test report for every woman on the screen, there are 8 women behind the screens, whereas for every man on the screen, there are 19 men behind the screen. In fact, core filmmaking departments like cinematography, sound, editing, script, and lyrics collectively employ less than 5% female crew. And according to the Ormax Overmania report, for the films released in 2022, only 12% of the HODs were women. Even the unions of the film industry have abysmal representation of women in them, with Federation of Western India Cine employees reporting 5 unions with no women in it, 4 unions with only 1 female members in it, and in fact, it was only in 2014 that the Supreme Court ruled against the ban by Cine Costume Makeup Artists and Hairdressers Association on female makeup artists to take up any jobs from Bollywood.
While we have looked at a lot of things about what's happening behind the scenes, let's quiz each other on what the scene of representation is behind the scenes. So I'll go first. So all my questions are based on a Ovumanya report, which has analyzed 156 properties in Malayalam, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, and Kannada, and even other languages. So you have to guess the female talk time in trailers of the movies released in 2022.
Around 20%.
No, it's 27%. It's close, but still a little far away.
Okay.
But it's better than what you are expecting.
Yeah. Now you know about the Bechdel test, right? It's an internationally accepted test for female representation, and what it means is that it needs to have at least one scene in the film in which there are 2 named female characters who are having conversation that's not about a man or men, and obviously it has been criticized globally for being too basic. But even if we look at this basic test, just for context, 70% of the Hollywood films apparently pass this test. If we were to look at the Indian context,
So if they just need one scene,
Correct.
where 2 named characters are talking about anything that's
Other
not
than men.
related to men.
yes, so it's 70% of Hollywood movies that pass this test. It is too basic, like it's a most basic
Bare
of
minimum,
tests,
yeah.
test, right? So how many of the Indian movies do you think pass this test?
47%.
It's lower than that. It's 41% according to the Oxfam report. So the highest women representation across different streams behind the scenes is in production design. What do you think is the female percentage in production design?
50%.
No,
30%.
no, it's 15%.
Wow.
While the film industry is steeped in ageism, discrimination, and prejudice against women, wise people like Amir Khan have a justification for the status quo.
Fact of the matter is that your fee is connected to your ability to fill the theater. Now, yes, heroines work very hard, but so do cameramen, so do the light boys on the set. All of us should be paid equally. Everyone works hard.
Comparing the heroine with the light boy.
No. I'm comparing the heroine and the light boy and myself in the same. So I'm not saying heroine and light boy. I'm saying all of us are working hard. I'm working hard. So is the light boy. Why is he paid differently from me? It's not because he's a man or a woman. You're confusing the issue there. The reason why you're paid differently in cinema is because the market forces understand that you're able to bring that much money back into a film. So if I am paid 10 rupees, it's because I can bring back that money and more.
Maybe Amir Khan forgot to mention the insane amount of money that has been poured into making his statement a reality. And if we come down to numbers, an Allmax report suggests that there is parity between male protagonist-led and female protagonist-led films, both in terms of audience likability and ROI. If we come down to pure numbers, Amir Khan's most successful film, 3 Idiots, had 627% ROI, whereas Sridevi's English ROI was 920%. Vidya Balan's Kahani's ROI was 1200%. And the movie Secret Superstar, led by 15-year-old female actor Zaira Wasim, had a whopping 6000% ROI. But of course, that's because of Amir Khan's banner and his extended cameo in it.
We'll give out statements or achievements by certain people, and you have to guess whether it was done by a man or a woman.
Okay.
So I'll go first then. Okay. So this person has appeared in 5 films of 5 languages, including Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, and Malayalam, and delivered over 300 films, and is known for their Midas touch on the box office. Is it a man or a woman?
Is it a woman?
If you're saying it's a woman, can you guess the name?
300 movies. Is it Sridevi?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Tell me who said this statement.
Yeah.
Is it a man or a woman? And if you guess it right, then who said it?
I want to say that it's not necessary to believe in Faltu feminism or the idea that women are equal to men. Instead, focus on achieving financial independence and giving attention to your work. If you're a housewife, don't look down on it. It's an important role.
Was it a man?
No, it was a woman. And it drew a lot of controversy. It was said by Neena Gupta.
Oh, but why?
I think she wanted to focus on the fact that don't try to say that they are equal. It's more about
No, but why
empowering
was
women.
it controversial?
Because of the fact that she said, faltu feminism and don't equate men to women and all of that.
Okay. That's also coming from
You need to also
the
come
age that
exactly
she comes from.
Yeah, and also look at the context of what she's saying holistically.
Yeah, okay. So my next statement is, this person has won a national award, multiple Filmfare awards, was nominated for a Tony, and has won the Golden Horse Award for Best Action Choreography.
Is it Farah Khan?
Yes. See, women's achievements are never celebrated or brought into spotlight. Yeah.
So tell me who said this. The brain does not have a gender. A woman can have it, a man can have it. The sexual aspect is very particular and specific. A woman has an extra thing, which is her sensuality.
A woman.
No, it's a man.
So this is Sam Gopal Verma trying to justify why he likes women for her body.
Oh, okay. So the last statement from me is, this is a comment. Women can start asking for equal pay only after delivering films like Pathaan.
It's a man?
No, it's a woman. Can you guess who?
Only after delivering films like Pathaan. It's a woman.
Yeah, it's a woman who said this.
I don't know who said that.
It's Kajal who said this.
Okay.
Not very nice, but all right. So a lot of money actually comes from older men who dictate a lot of choices based on what they think people want to watch, which I don't think is the best way to go about things.
Intelligent. Should be a woman.
Yes, it's Konkona Sharma, who was talking about film industry not having enough women in positions of power, and I think that's where we go wrong, right? Because we have a lot of people who are male in positions of power, they feel that this is what people want to watch, which may not be the ground reality, and that's why we have more budget allocated to male-dominated films and more male-dominated films, more representation of males rather than females, and I think we should slowly move past that ideology. The lack of representation of women in positions of power has serious repercussions for the safety and working conditions of women in the film industry. We'd bump into each other and say, "Oh my God, why can't we get a toilet?" said Dee Rosario, founder and president of Women in Film and Television India, a non-profit advocacy group based in Mumbai. Besides the dearth of bathrooms, she said, female staff had to contend with the lack of childcare facilities, lower pay and late night shifts with no thought given to their personal safety. Problems film industry trade unions have failed to resolve. This also leads to serious issues like sexual harassment against women becoming something that women just have to deal with as a part of their profession. Take the example of the sexual assault case against the Janapriya Nayak and Dileep, when women in the film industry came in support of Bhavna and resigned from Amma in protest of its inaction against Dileep. KPSC Lalita, an Amma member, appeared on behalf of the organization to vouch that women do not face any problems within it. Lalita invoked the metaphor of Amma as family and asked the female actors who had resigned to render unconditional apologies and return to the organization. Another example is that of singer Chinmay Sripada, who alleged that lyricist and poet Vairamuthu had sexually harassed her. Post that, she was removed from membership of the South Indian Cine and Television Artists and Dubbing Artists Union and was denied opportunities to take up work. Tamil industry star and politician Kamal Haasan, who made all the right noises about Me Too, saw no contradiction in inviting lyricist Vairamuthu, about whom multiple allegations of sexual harassment had surfaced, for the launch of his new office in Chennai in November 2019. After the controversy broke out, composer A.R. Rahana, who is also the sister of Academy Award-winning music director A.R. Rahman, had even said that the lyricist's problematic behavior was an open secret in the industry. Nevertheless, among others who shared the dais with Kamal Haasan and Vairamuthu at the event were superstar Rajinikanth and acclaimed director Mani Ratnam. Chinmay, however, says that there were a few colleagues who stood by her and the movement too. These included composers Govind Vasanda, Sam C.S., Ashwin Vinayagamurthy, singer Vishal Ladlani, directors Milind Rao, Vetrimaran, Pa Ranjit, who have all publicly expressed support for the movement. Some of them have also given her work opportunities. A.R. Rahman, who has had a long association with Vairamuthu, gave Chinmay an opportunity to sing in a big budget film like Bigil even after the controversy broke out. She also says that Rahman has set up an IC in his studio and has put up posters against sexual harassment at the workplace. Actions like these give us hope that the industry will change for the better. In fact, Association of Film Workers in the Kannada and Telugu film industry have set up industry-wide sexual harassment redressal panels in 2018 and 19 respectively. In the Malayalam film industry, the attack on Bhavna led to the formation of Women in Cinema Collective, which addresses the need of proper working conditions, safety, maternity benefits, pay parity, etc. for women. And as a follow-up to the conversations on gender justice, there has been a state-led initiative to support films made by women filmmakers.
Since this is our final episode, let's have a wrap up of the real impact. Oh no, we are already at the final episode. Okay, two questions. First one, whose work are you looking forward to? And the second one, what kind of changes are you looking forward to in the film industry? So I think taking cues from what we've been discussing, I would want to look forward to more work from other sections of the society that are underrepresented now. So more female directors, more females behind the screen, and probably even representation across LGBTQ and all of that. And how about you?
So I have like specific names. I actually am also looking forward to work from Tabu, Konkana Sen Sharma, also Mammootty because now he's doing path-breaking work, and then work from Gauri Shinde, Juhi Chaturvedi, Lijojo Spellsheri. I'm looking forward to more work from Geetu Mohandas and also Geo Baby. And in terms of the kind of changes that I would want to see in the next couple of years at least is pay parity, intersectional equal representation, and obviously beautiful stories that move us, excite us, and stay with us.
Yeah, I think for me, what changes I would hope to see would be again similar to yours, representation across, like a balanced, nuanced and realistic representation across women, LGBTQ, religion, caste, class, and I think we need to be lately, like for example, Narayan Murthy, who is Infosys co-founder, talked about how young Indians must work 70 hours a week. Obviously, that's that's just taking us back by several years where we are trying to achieve flexible work hours and good working conditions and all of that. But I think that also fails to recognize the fact that working women,
especially, they are doing double the work that men do, because they also do a lot of work at home in addition to what they do in their workspace. So I think making sure that we have representation that takes into account all the dynamics that comes into the society would be something that I would want to see change.
Okay then, to change, to positive change, and that's the real impact. So that's it from us, and we close with
हम है राही प्यार के, फिर मिलेंगे चलते चलते.
ये कौन सी सदी में हम चलिए, where bare minimum is so far away. It's time to change your ways. Ban the भेदभाव बलिए. Film industry तू ageism घटा दे. Film industry पे parity दिला दे. Film industry the standards बढ़ा दे. Film industry तू सेफ सच बना दे. Film industry मर्दों का राज हटा दे. Film industry equality दिला दे. Film industry